Yes, we're working. Okay. Hi, Flash Tube. It's Diane. I know it's been. My last Flash Tube was in May. I feel like that's what, 3 months ago? Oh my word, I was thinking 2 months ago. It's 3 months. It's been 3 months since my last confession. But I was asked when I was going to make a video. Nothing bad has happened. It's just gotta take kids to the doctor, gotta take them here, gotta take them there, pick up this child from work, and life happens. I'm not home, and you'll see this when I am home because I'll post it then. This curl, I wish I could get rid of this stupid curl. Whenever I get my hair cut, they're like, oh, that curl is so cute. I'm like, no, I don't want it. It's me. My husband and I are here in Branson, Missouri, and today is August 11th, 2023. Oh my word, people who live in this heat, how do you live? Oh, the heat isn't bad, it's the humidity, oh my word. And I guess it's supposed to be really hot today and tomorrow, and supposed to cool down Sunday. My husband is here at a conference for Project Appleseed. He's a vendor, and so I'm hanging out here. This is called the Branson Hotel. It's kind of a bed and breakfast / hotel, as in there's no staff. I mean, they come through and clean and stuff, but to get into the building there's a code, and then to get into your room there's another code. Very interesting. But this room is called the Horseshoe Room. Can you guess its theme? And let's see if this will work. That is the footboard to the bed. Yep. And the headboard matches, and there's just horses everywhere. So if you're into horses, this is there we go. But being in Branson, you can't come to Branson and not go to Cecilia's Samplers Needlework store, which I did yesterday. And they gave me this nice tote bag because I spent in there. My husband knew it. I didn't buy anything for myself for my birthday, which was July 21st, because I knew we were coming here. And so I picked up Fragments in Time Part 3 and Part 4. This is the 2023 series. I already have 1 and 2. I know that Stitchville has those, but Stitchville, to my knowledge, does not carry Bella Filipina. And this is all sealed and stuff, so it's going to have a glare. This is Mayari, Deity of the Moon. And she also has Tala, Deity of the Stars, which I do not have started, but I do have at home. And I found a Glendon place, Sweet Liberty. Not seen this one before, but I have a perfect piece of fabric for it. I just don't know what kind of threads this calls for. I didn't look. Sometimes she uses overdyes, and sometimes she usually gives you a DMC alternative. Let's see, Anchor or DMC. I didn't even look and see how big she is to see if she'd fit on that piece of fabric. I probably should do that. 195 by 220. That should fit on my 20. I have a 28 count. That quarter, that should work. I'll repackage that in a minute. I also, when I finished Spring Quaker by Lila's Studio, I gave myself permission to buy Summer Quaker, and then Stitchville was out, and other places were out of stock. They had it, and I'm like, it's mine. I will be stitching this in the DMCs, like I did the Spring Quaker. It calls for Oh, this does just call for DMC. I thought Spring Quaker called for overdyes with DMC alternatives. I didn't. I should have looked at the back of the pattern, Diane. Anyway, I am going to stitch it with the DMCs, and I might stitch it on definitely 40 count. But I stitched the Spring Quaker on Antique Country Mocha by Zweigart. I might stitch this one on the same, but I know that Zweigart has another one that's one of the ones that's printed on one side and then not on the other. So that one has been on my radar wish list for a while. And then they gave me a freebie pattern from Brigitte of the Wishing Thorn. It's called Harvest Moon. I do believe it is available on her website as a download. I'm not going to show it because it's just the pattern. And then I don't know if Stitchville carries exemplars from the heart, but I saw this one called Walk Beside Me, and it called out to me. Now it's NPI silks with one Gloriana. It does give you DMC alternatives. That's what I think I'm going to do, is the DMC alternatives, and then for that Gloriana I'm going to find, it's called Cherry Tart. I'm going to find a cotton, overdyed cotton for that to get the variegation in the bricks that you see on there. Yeah. Or I may choose all overdyeds. I don't know. But this one is, oh, it's bigger than I thought. It's not gigantic though. It's comparable to Summer Quaker, actually. Summer Quaker is bigger. So to give you an idea. So Summer Quaker or Spring Quaker fit on a fat quarter. So Summer Quaker should fit on a fat quarter because they're the same size. So this one should fit on a fat quarter of 40 count because I like 40 count. Except that Glendon Place will be on 28 count. And this one from Willow Hill Samplings, Crossing the Delaware. I have the Boston Tea Party one, Land of the Free, but I've not seen this at Stitchville. It doesn't mean that she doesn't have it, because she hides patterns on me. It's one of those stores where you go around it, and then you kind of go around it again. You swear somebody's following you, putting things out. Yeah, Stitchville's that kind of shop. And this one is also Exemplar Dames. Stella Jones 1811. I thought that was really cute. And this one calls for Gentle Arts or DMCs. Let's see, they did it on 30 count. This is smaller than the other one, 127 by 128. So, yeah, really cute. And then I bought one skein of DMC for the project I brought with me because that I didn't have, and I thought, well, that's weird. Why don't I have that? So let me put this away real quick. So I got that at Cecilia's Samplers. You can also order, their website's down there at the bottom. Right down here, you can also order from them. Very cute shop. Very, very cute shop. I would go again, yes. So the quilt shop I went to this morning is called the Quilted Cow, and it is on West Branson, so close enough, just outside. It's this one, thequiltedcow.com. You can order from them also, and I guess you get points and stuff. And they gave me a piece of chocolate. It melted on the way here, so I'm gonna put it in the freezer. Oops. Stuff out of the fridge. So sorry. Give me one moment. There we go. And because it was the first time for me to be there, they gave me this little piece of fabric. I think it's a fat quarter. Really cute veggies. Maybe it's a half yard, but I'm pretty sure it's a fat quarter. I should open it up and see. Yes, it's a fat quarter. Fat quarters in the quilting universe are very, very handy. And look at all the colors in this one. Oh, good, with that natural light coming in. I'm gonna close the curtain. I never quite understood in my grandparents' house why they always had the light, you know, sheer curtain with the big ones. Yeah, the sheer, it's allowing a lot of heat in because again, it's very warm here. What did I find? Well, in their clearance area, they had this cute plaid, sunflowers with butterflies. I'm thinking, there's I've shown it, a professional tote bag I'd like to make. I think this will make great main fabric for that. And I can't remember the contrast and an accent and a contrast. This plaid, this starry snowflakes, is that what they're called? Star sprinkle is what it's called. And this beautiful dramatic one. So not sure what I'm going to do with those, but they were on clearance. And then for my daughter, baby number 10, this, she wants me to make a quilt inspired by this quilt by Laundry Basket Quilts. This quilt isn't quite big enough, so I had to rework it, and there's one of the blocks she doesn't like. And I don't remember which one it is. She doesn't really like this one. And she gives you in here some different blocks and ideas and alternatives that if you didn't want to do that block. So I'm going to swap that. I can't remember what that one is called. Oh, Growing in Love. I'm going to swap that one out for one of the other ones that's in here. She had an alternative quilt. And my daughter and I were looking through this book and yeah, here. So instead of those flowers, you have this one, which I can't remember what it's called. Each block is a different name. But again, it doesn't quite, if I follow the directions in here completely, it doesn't quite make a big enough quilt. So I had to rework it a little bit. And that influenced how much fabric I need, but she wants similar colors. So I brought this with me, and this will be probably the main fabric that I'm pulling all the other colors from, because then I found this one and this one and this guy. So that's 4 of the fabrics. I don't remember how many I need. I have it written down over here. I only need 12 other fabrics. But yeah, she didn't like that one. She said, Mom, I really don't like that one. But then this one here, I looked at the Laundry Basket Quilt. She has templates for this block. So I'm going to order the templates because then I don't have to make my own. And I know that they'll work. And one of those, at least one of those fabrics is actually a Laundry Basket Quilt fabric. So that was kind of nice. So I got fabric. And the others, it's like, I'm not sure if it's beautiful, but that's kind of the life of a quilter. Then I went to Quilts and Quilts. I think I got a business card from them. Here it is. Quilts and Quilts, the fabric shop in Branson, Missouri. So you can screenshot that if you want. Quiltandquilts.com is their website. You can also order from them. And they do a point system, as does the Quilted Cow. Does the Quilted Cow? I don't remember if they said on the Quilted Cow. I'm thinking maybe, but the Quilts and Quilts does. So for baby number 9, his quilt is this one, Meteor Storm by Studio 180 Designs. Or sorry, Design, not plural. If you look for it plural, you'll get a totally different website. I got the pattern when it was on, she had a Black Friday or Cyber Monday special. So we walked through the pattern and he chose what colors he wants to wear. Because he almost liked the ones here, but he's like, Mom, I want a little red, I want a little gold. Well, I found the main color. And the main color is going to be this one. This blue-gray. It's kind of splotchy because he said he wanted some kind of movement in the background. He took the name Meteor Storm very seriously. So I have the main one. Now I have to get the other fabrics. But that's okay. I'll just pick those up. A few here and a few there. They also had this fabric. Oh, it's just gorgeous. Of course I had to get the yard. No idea what I'm going to make with it, but it's just beautiful. I love the colored pumpkins and just, it's not two-dimensional, maybe a little bit. Maybe there's a little bit of dimension to it, or direction to it. They also had this one, so I got this pattern by Primitive Gatherings. Our flag stands for freedom. And they had it displayed without being an actual quilt, as in they had it all pieced. And I'm toying with the idea, my husband, when he does these things and these events, maybe I'd make this and he can just display it. Because it works very well with this Project Appleseed. And then they had this quilt from Coach House Designs called No Place Like Home. And I bought the panel, except I bought the panel in the darks. So like this is panel, the centers of each of these wreaths panels. Because I can see what other fabrics I have at home. And then this one's so cute. It's also by Coach House Designs. I love fall. Now they had the panel in the dark and the panel in the light. And the birds are dark and the birds are light. They had a whole kit. I'm so tempted to get the kit. But I have fabrics. And I got the panel. I got the light panel. They didn't have the dark panel. Oh. I like the dark birds. You know, I'll make, there's 4 birds. I'll make 2 of them light and 2 of them dark. Solved. But I like that designers are using, like, these are muted colors and just not always the same colors every year. So I have to take notes on the quotes that I was getting fabric for, so I know which fabrics I have. And then the piece I brought to stitch, although I'm not going to be stitching on it today, and I'll explain it in a minute, is Aquila, Queen of the Skies. And just on my 23-inch roller frame bars. And here is progress. I have most of that sun done. I'm assuming it's the sun. I still have some more metallic here and in the center here and this little spot. Here starts her hair. I don't think you can see that. So her hair and face and her will come here. And then you have the smaller planet or moon. This is just, yeah, she was calling to me. So I got her out. And I have my 2 needles. So whenever I use a needle for metallic, it's always metallic needle, because it can leave little burrs in the Mayari needle. And if you put cotton or silk in that same needle, it can cause damage to your thread. It's similar to a sewing machine. If in the sewing machine you use metallic, or you use they call it invisible thread, or looks kind of like fishing line, it can damage the eye or needle, and you won't see it with your naked eye, but it can damage anything you put in after it. So, sorry, here we go. And I always try and keep a little strand of metallic in there, so I know, oh, that's my metallic needle, and that's my other needle, because if I tried to finger polish it or mark it any other, it's going to come off on the threads, it's going to come off on the fabric, so I don't want to do that. The fabric is 32 count, rolling, as in rolling down a hill, Rolling in the Deep by Fiberlicious, and it goes from this really dark purple to a pink, almost magenta pink, and it's on my 23-inch roller frame bars because these are so light, and I could bring it. Yeah, the colors, she's just beautiful. But the reason I said I might stitch on her is because the main thing I'm going to be working on while I'm here is Renaissance Mermaid, Mirabilia. Because, as you will see, all of her stitching is done. There she is. The fabric is 32 count Aura, A-U-R-A, by Fiberlicious. And I need to do all her beading. Beads, 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 all in her hair, around her hair, all in her tail. Some of those swirls have a lot of beads. There's some swirls that are just beads. Now, I did not forget that purse thingy. I think it takes away from the design personally. Some people have stitched it. I mean, it's beautiful. But I am not putting that in because instead so I can bead without interruption. So I thought that would be good to bring. And I couldn't find some of the called for the Magnificas. This topic came up in one of the groups. They're not making them, or supply issues. I don't quite understand the whole story. I haven't kept up with it. But what I did is I was kind of looking around online, and Toho seed beads are a little different than Japanese seed beads. And they are a good substitute, or delicas, for on this particular pattern 10079, which is a size 11, but I am using a Toho bead instead, and 10005. Now I understand there's a bead pack for Renaissance Mermaid that you can purchase, and the called for beads are in it. I might have considered doing that, but out of the 5 beads that are called for, I already had 2 of them. So I ordered different beads from Fire Mountain Gems, and I think they'll look good on this. And also the 18002, I just didn't have that. I think it's still made, but I just didn't have it. And that's a size 8 bead, not a size 11. The size 15 beads, the 40,000s, those are size 15 beads. I haven't had to substitute those yet, but I'll figure it out. And the reality is, if you sub out a bead and you put it in your nobody's going to know if you choose a good color. So I looked online what the color was supposed to be, and I noticed that this Mill Hill bead size 11 and this Mill Hill bead size 8 were supposed to be the same color. So when I ordered them, I made sure I ordered the same color, just in the different sizes. And I also ordered a spool of navy Nymo thread, which I did not know they made this color, from Fire Mountain Gems, because where I used to order them, Fusion Beads, they're not selling. It's just sad. I liked their products. But the Nymo, otherwise, if I don't like the look of this, which I think I will with this fabric, because I try to put my thread to the fabric, then I have gray, I have cream, there's white, which I won't use on this one, but this gray I might use, and I also have black in here somewhere. So essentially on a light fabric I would use a white, like Persephone I used the white, or I used this creamish color. I think I used the cream. On a dark fabric I use a darker Nymo thread because it just blends into the background better. But instead of that purse thingy, I haven't quite figured out exactly how, when, where I'm going to do this. When Fire Mountain Gems sent my order, they also sent me some Swarovski crystals in a very comparable color, so I might just use those to hang this guy off, and I think that will really add a nice accent. I got this at Hobby Lobby in their jewelry charm. I don't know if they still have it, but I think this will be a nice accent. It has a nice hole right here, so I'll tack it down well, and I think that will look nice on her. Otherwise, I don't think she even needs it, to be honest, especially once I get her bling on. So she is the project that I'm going to be working on, putting the bling on her. I brought my stuff for beading. I don't have to worry about other people flinging beads everywhere, just myself, which I waste enough as it is. But yeah, if I get this done, then I'm going to stitch on Aquila or Aquila. Does anybody know how to really pronounce it? I feel like I say it wrong, and I'd like to know the correct way to say it. And I'd had hoped that Cecilia's had Urujda, Urujda, one of his later designs. They were out. Bummer. So that's okay. I will pick that one up eventually. And this Renaissance Mermaid lives in this bag that I made out of this fabric that my husband and I picked up in North Carolina at a quilting shop. And then, I also have, because I collect keychains, I got my Missouri keychain. I haven't looked for a Branson one. Should see if I can find a Branson one. And I like the things that twirl like this. So it's my Missouri one. I like using these as key fobs. Or, well, they are key fobs, Diane. A scissor fob, excuse me. Like my scissors I have in here. I think they have one. I did bring scissors, right? You know, the best laid plans and all of that. Here's my glasses. Yeah, here's my scissors. And this is my Iowa keychain that I got last year. So I just use it as a scissor fob. I also do use keychains. This is one from back home, Mount Rushmore. So, just saying, the state bird of South Dakota. I have one of those state coloring books, you know, for the kids. And they said that the state bird of South Dakota is the red-necked pheasant. It's not, it's the ring-necked pheasant. Who said redneck? I don't know. But as a native South Dakotan, I just find it funny, but it's also very apropos. So I'm going to let you all go, and I will post this when I get home. We leave on Monday, so I probably won't be posted till Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. And then we're going to do a little more traveling in September. And so they don't have Stitch stores there, but they have quilt shops. And I have these 2 quilts to kit up for baby number 9 and baby number 10. Baby number 8's quilt, all the blocks are done. I just need to put the rows together, and I will show that in my next update video. Plus, I have progress on several projects, and hopefully I'll have Renaissance Mermaid finished. One thing that delayed me stitching on her, I started her in 2018 and during my daughter's chemotherapy, and I totally messed up the tail, and that's all silk and Kreinik. And so then I thought, no, I'm just gonna start. I picked all that out and then start at her hair, which is DMC, because if I mess up there, that's not a big deal. And when I got her out, she was just calling to me in June. That's when I wanted to stitch. So that is why she is to this point. My daughter's still cancer free. My cousin, who's 50, she's a couple years younger than I am, she was diagnosed with breast cancer in May, had surgery in June. July, they discovered that her daughter has leukemia. So her daughter is 15. So if you're inclined, pray for them. Her name is Danny. Her daughter's name is Brianne. And they're strong women. And they were at Applebee's because they have to travel 300 miles to get treatment for the daughter. I don't understand why Rapid City would not have. I mean, it's the second biggest city in the state. There's an extensive medical community there. Why they wouldn't be able to treat my cousin's daughter? I don't know how. Whatever the proper relation is. Why they wouldn't be able to treat her. But she is the same age as my youngest daughter. She's about 3 months older, I think. 4 months older. But they were at Applebee's, and they were wearing, my cousin had one reflecting that she's fighting breast cancer, and her daughter had one that she's fighting cancer, and they get up to pay their bill, and somebody had paid it for them, had saw their t-shirts and paid it for them. So knowing my cousin, I'm sure she was just, and she's an extremely generous woman. When my daughter had cancer, she knit her hats because my daughter lost all of her hair for chemotherapy, and she knit her hats, just cute, adorable hats, or crocheted them. I think she crocheted a few. And they even had like strands of hair, yarn hair. They were just beautiful. My daughter loved them. She used them until her hair grew back. But yeah, if you can think of them, I'd appreciate it. But I will put this stuff, I will hide it from my husband. Although sometimes he watches my videos. And yeah. No, I won't hide it from him. But use this time to do some beading. See if I can, I know this beading, she's got a lot of beads on her. Hopefully she won't take as long as Persephone. Persephone took forever on beads. But with Fire Mountain Gems, they were very quick. And I thought their prices were very fair. And I had, in the pattern for Renaissance Mermaid, it calls for 3 packages of the 10005 and the 10079. I ended up buying 2 packages of what I bought. Hopefully, I hope it's enough beads. It should be. And as I told someone in a group, I said, if you choose a bead that's slightly off, or not exactly the same blue. Nobody's ever gonna know. You could just say, hey, it's a conversion, it's my own interpretation, and call it good. But if you're looking for those beads, the Magnifica beads from Mill Hill, Toho, Toho, is a good option, or Delica, or anything of the right size. The Magnifica are size 11. So if you get the size 11 beads on 30 or 32 or 28 count, it should fit fine. So don't be afraid of experimenting. And a few years ago, well, before I started Floss Tube, it'll be 9 years this October, I would never have, I experimented with fabric, but fibers and beads, no, it's what's called for. Just breathe and ask questions in groups or forums or people, find other stitchers. But I'm gonna let you go and eat my lunch, see how far I get on my beading, and hopefully when I do a regular update video, I'm not gonna make any promises. Again, it just, summer has gotten away from me. Took all the kids to regular doctor appointments, and then speech therapy for 4 of my kids, and then when my kids needed glasses, and then it's just the mom thing. It's the mom thing. But I also have a new quilt that is, I just have to put the border on, that hopefully I'll have done and can show you guys, and it'll be behind me in my next update video, whenever that'll be. But subscribe if you wish. I love having you here. Comment. I love the comments. Yeah, I delete the trolls, but the regular people, the normal people, if there is such a thing in the quilting world or in the stitching world. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly when I'll be back. I know when we're traveling, we're going to Wisconsin, and then we're going to go to Rochester, Minnesota, and then we're going to go to my parents in September also, in Rapid City. So yeah, I'll get a video out when I can get it out. I will try I'll do that in my regular update video. My regular update video, I'll link other floss tubers that I have found that are new to me, or ones I've just been enjoying. And yeah, how do you guys stand this humidity? Oh my word. Joy, I don't know how you do it. I just don't know how you ladies do it. But I'll talk to you later. Bye.